Hi, I'm Ted Burdett. I'm an industrial designer. I'm a trained woodworker, adventurer, downhill skier on small Wisconsin hills, and a self-taught machinist. This thing is a piece of shit. I got into industrial design for the glamour, the allure of state-of-the-art technology, and the call to design better ways to build things using only the power of my mind, to catalyze maker communities.
I'm going to restore all the factory settings.
Making is beautiful. Making is creative.
Sometimes I just get really tired.
I love cooking. I grew up with parents who were total gourmets. Eating, enjoying food together has always been the center of our family culture. I started my cookware company, Fourno, in 2015 with the launch of our cast iron bread oven. That bread oven is actually a tribute to my dad's passion for baking bread. He taught all of us how to do it. I would say that Fourno products are my art. I don't really do user-centered research and go looking for what things that people want and then design them. I'm not really a good marketer. The things I design come out of my immersion in food. I design what's in my head, tools that I want in the kitchen. That's what I want to do, make tools that make it more accessible to explore food and to live the adventure of cooking. It's the most natural thing in the world.
Okay, my name is Rachel. My role here at Fourno is doing some marketing, and community, I'm the community organizer.
I don't know what she does, actually.
Sorry, there's a bug. I am in charge of some social media. Also, I've done order fulfillment. I've pushed around a lot of boxes in the warehouse. I guess I don't even know what I do at times, but I do a lot. Okay, yeah, what was the question again?
Fourno has been essentially a side hustle. I've always had another job. I'm a professor of industrial design at the University of Illinois at Chicago. When the school year comes around, my teaching job takes over. Is the dream possible with this being a side hustle? Always starting and stopping, always losing momentum, might be impossible. So this year, I decided I had to just go all in, trying to see whether or not I can give this business what it needs to flourish. Succeeding means creating something that can ride out ups and downs to support the inventions that we want to make. I need to give it everything I've got. There are a few things that any real company needs. You need a warehouse and manufacturing facility. You need a forklift and a bunch of machines. You need an ace team. Jumpsuits with company logos. I went deep into the Rolodex to muster the best team I could muster.
It's chaos, but I mean, like, that's the balance of how this all works. Chaos, order, chaos, order. Ted's leadership style is to prepare us. He calls them team building exercises, but he didn't tell me we'd be around a bunch of poison ivy, and I don't like poison ivy. My whole family's got a thing about poison ivy. Like, I grew up getting a lot of rashes. I don't want to get any more rashes. I don't know what these preparations are for. I guess that's his way of letting us know that he's our boss.
We're going to take Fourno to the next level, and I'm ready to get to it. Any real company needs a reliable workhorse. I'm an aspiring truck driver. I found a great truck on the west side of Chicago. Facebook Marketplace. It's a California truck, so the chassis is nice and clean, body's kind of up, but there isn't a lot of rust. And a very nice man who assured me that this was the best truck my money could buy.
One day Ted said, "Hey, I got this truck. It's gonna be the Fourno truck.
We gotta see if it checks out.
We're gonna drive around in it." Cause why not?
New glove box.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me. I didn't expect us to go on adventures, but I'm up for it. I'll go on an adventure in a truck.
The AC does not work, right?
I have no clue.
Okay.
It does have one.
Yeah.
I'm always up for any idea.
It's piss. It's definitely piss.
It's such a small amount though.
I don't think the radio works. There's maybe a little bit more broken stuff than I noticed when I looked at this the first time. Oh, that's cool. This is like a sailboat.
You know, Ted's got a lot of really good ideas.
Okay, I say we go for it.
Do I think it was a good idea that he bought that truck? Yeah? Ted either has a plan or he likes to do things on the fly. Sometimes it's just a combination of doing plans on the fly.
Insurance company thinks the truck's okay. We're insured for up to 300 miles.
The truck has a lot of potential. A lot of potential.
Hey, I'm Ted Burdett from Fourno, and I'm really excited to introduce our carbon steel pan, our new carbon steel pan, your new favorite pan. Fourno's carbon steel pan is like if a wok and a cast iron pan had a baby. It heats up, low profile, just the right weight. It gives you natural, super responsive, durable, food safe, ready to use, perfect, more comfortable, recyclable. It's perfect for sauteing, ideal for flipping, the ideal shape. And I love cooking. You love cooking. We think you'll love this pan, both here and abroad. I think that running a Kickstarter does feel a lot like being a door-to-door salesman, like an encyclopedia salesman. You're not looking for a pan, but I want to sell you a pan, and I want to sell you a pan today. And I'm not leaving until I sell you a pan. I don't really like selling stuff like that. I like to make something that I like to use and show it to somebody else and hope that they want to use it in the same way. I'm not comfortable with anything else. Right now we're in the midst of running a campaign to fund a product that is the first product that we're going to make in our own shop. And this is a really big deal. It's going to be a whole new world for us. And we're at 10 days to go and 60% funded for our carbon steel pan. Like a lot of small companies, crowdfunding has been key for me to get ideas into the world. Crowdfunding isn't what it once was because there's actually a lot of fatigue around it. Like, not everybody trusts it. There have been enough campaigns that have left people high and dry. Like, there's a huge amount of saturation. So Kickstarter has this funding process graph. When you're just starting off, it'll show you these like really high trends of it looks like you're gonna do $500,000. And it can get your hopes up. And now it shows us trending toward failing and getting 93% of the goal. It picked up a lot more slowly than I thought it would. I thought that we'd get a lot more backing way early on. I mean, that's the thing about running one of these campaigns is that there are so many variables. You just have no idea and you can't really pinpoint it. That's just kind of like the loop that my brain goes in. I am optimistic, but I think one needs to work at being optimistic.
be a fun trip.
I can see the engine in between me and the seat.
So today we are going to visit our friends at Modern Materials in Rochester, Indiana. These folks are experts in oil seasoning cookware, among many other things. And they were really instrumental in us getting Fourno off the ground in the first place. We had no idea how to find a seasoning company that would work with us.
Oil seasoning is the key to stick resistance in a carbon steel pan.
And I called Modern Materials, like one of the last calls of the day, and I got Mr. Horn on the horn. And I could not believe my luck that I found a place that even knew what I was talking about.
Fourno's carbon steel pan is seasoned at the factory, ready to use out of the box.
He said, oh yeah, we season these big old cauldrons that the Boy Scouts of America use at their cookouts. Since then, the whole family at Modern has been a real collaborative partner. It's fitting that as we work on our carbon steel pan, that we bring our samples to Modern and see what they can do.
I feel like what I'm expecting is for this van to break down.
Off to Rochester.
We really are going into the great unknown.
Improved styling constantly adds to the ease and grace and gaiety of American living. The things we have in America are ever changing.
The study of industrial design is also the study of people working in manufacturing jobs and the moving of stuff around the world. You learn a lot about the whole cycle of product development. I've worked with manufacturers all over the world. A lot of what you learn is amazing and inspiring. Some of what you learn is disgusting and off-putting. There's often a race to the bottom.
What does it take to build a steel mill? Many things and many people of United States Steel Corporation.
This is the fascinating world of steel. Many are those who walk its paths. The miner, the engineer, the crane man, the melter, the roller, the scientist, hundreds of thousands among the men of steel. New eras, new standards of living, as the world moves forward with the men who make steel.
The Great Lakes region used to be the center of manufacturing in the world. But manufacturing in the United States has fallen on hard times.
Steel skyline looms before us.
The region has been decimated.
A skyline made up of blast furnaces changed the ore into molten iron.
Tens of thousands of men on one single payroll have money for themselves and for their families to spend. Money to spend for wholesome foods, for good clothes, money for comforts and conveniences. Fresh buying power floods into all the stores of every community. New trade and new commerce have been created by the overflow of purses. And beyond the marketplaces, new wealth flourishes and new prosperity grows. Prosperity greater than history has ever known.
One thing that I've learned is that in manufacturing, sometimes people aren't put first. Companies pull out of towns and take the entire economy of the town with them. A lot of the industry that used to be here has moved elsewhere. But the people who are still around here making things are survivors. They've mastered the art of adaptation. That means I'm living within a community of manufacturers who have survived economic downturns in the center of our country, where people are working in settings that are challenging and educational and supportive. One such place, Modern Materials. Rochester, Indiana.
I kind of like the small town feel. Rochester, Indiana was the first place in the world to manufacture orthopedic prosthetics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to learning more about their business and the family. I've got a soft spot for family businesses.
Modern Materials is a coating company. Coating is more than just paint. In general, metal products need coatings to protect them from corrosion, to provide performance characteristics. You might put Teflon on the inside of a cylinder to make it less sticky and to reduce friction.
The welding's crappy,
Love it.
but you can do whatever you want to it.
Okay.
And
I the only color I have in stock right now is for guns. So
Nice.
there's like gunmetal gray, and I think there's a
works.
black. I mean, it would at least give you an idea of how it would perform.
Early in my design career, I was fortunate to have the experience of really getting steeped in manufacturing. And that experience taught me how integral manufacturing partners are to the process of design.
We can go anywhere from almost a bronzy copper to almost totally black. I'm excited to play with these some more.
Cool. Well, we made you 3 of these.
Okay.
This is Samantha, aka Sam, who runs production at Modern Materials.
Yeah, no, it won't hurt a thing.
This is Mr. Horn, the guy who started this company.
When did the company start?
1975.
And that was you started it.
Yeah.
When Modern Materials started up, their bread and butter was providing powder coating to the auto industry.
Like a stout heart within the city is Detroit industry, the vital pulse beat of technology and resources which has put the world on wheels. Its ability to deliver manpower places it in the vanguard of choice spots in which to build, manufacture, and expand.
And then General Motors decided to move to Mexico.
We found out that being a supplier to GM is a really bad business strategy. We are doing more and more pieces that are already fully machined. So
These are a little different.
Yeah, these are fully machined blocks that we are preparing for a second layer of coating. So they're over here because this is our specialty masking team.
Right on.
And so these ladies spend all day long, they usually have blades in their mouth. That's how you can spot a really good masker. They're always walking around with a blade in their mouth.
Do not mess with these ladies.
Yes, you don't want to mess with the masking team.
As is the case with many specialists in manufacturing, Modern Materials was dependent on one large client. And when GM pulled production out of the area, Modern Materials was left without enough income to really survive.
And we had to really ask ourselves, how do we stay relevant when there's so many competitors out there? You know, powder coaters especially are a dime a dozen. So we learned how to do cast iron seasoning, and we had to kind of be reborn. Ted, actually, one of the reasons we love him so much is he really helped us with becoming a different place. These are the vibratory finishers so that we can make the substrate nice and soft before we work with it.
Because of their versatility and skill in doing jobs that a lot of other companies don't want to do, Modern Materials has been able to hang on and thrive, actually, through working with lots of different companies in lots of different industries.
Because of the nature of a lot of the work we do, a lot of variety, a lot of variation. You can see those are racing engine blocks. But this is our high-tech cell. These are fiber optic boxes that are part of a big program for the area to bring fiber optics to some of the rural communities.
That strategy is what has kept a lot of American businesses in manufacturing going.
We really look for customers that we can partner with and that have jobs that are weird and difficult. This is our dip coating line. It's a very unusual line. Seasoning fit right into that. It was very bizarre and no one wanted to do it, and Ted was willing to partner with us, so we got to learn to do something new, and we like it to be weird. We try to do everything the weirdest way we can to keep our flexibility level really high.
This is Brian, who also runs Modern Materials.
We found that Teflon coating and our expertise in Teflon translated to seasoning really well. This corner of the building is actually all seasoning. So everything over here that we spray is vegetable oils, usually grapeseed, some other types. It's been really exciting the last few years to be able to start to see daylight again and growth. You know, when we were an automotive supplier, we spent a lot of time waiting for things to change. just thinking that everything would go back the way it was. It took us several years, but by the time we got into John Deere and Caterpillar, we thought, you know what, we're going to be able to do this. And we learned a lot of important lessons. You don't just wait for the next, you gotta stay relevant, stay ahead, stay changing. There's no time where you can blame it on somebody else. But that's basically who we are.
Hitting the goal feels like a toss-up. It would really suck to end at 93%. That would be too close. That would be too close. This is a great design. I mean, everybody who's tried it says it's an awesome pan. I just hope that we get the spike at the end that we need. Okay, whatever, I don't care. I don't want to make this pan. I don't want to produce this thing at all. I'm sick of this. I'm gonna refresh this. I think it's gonna work out.